Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is David Thompson. This video is going to be about elves. Middle Earth, right? All about the elves and the things that we used to believe when we was kids. If you haven't been on this channel before, this channel is all about the paranormal, the spiritual and the physical and the mental well-being of your life. So it's holistic phenomenons and how to get there, and let's keep on discovering here on this channel, Thompson TV. So elves, right? Elves are very, how do we say, in American society, more or less, we see them in cartoons when we're growing up. We always associate elves with leprechauns because they look the same. And when we think of elves, what do we think? The Lord of the Rings, right? Or anything like that. And of course, we got the video game links, right? Nah, I'm just playing. But I actually been looking around on YouTube and on the internet, and I found a couple of clips of some phenomenons that I think that everybody will be excited to see. And I don't know, maybe you guys can just go back and forth. I don't know what's real and I don't know what's fake, but we can have some healthy skepticism and maybe we can learn. And if you guys have any other clips that you may think has some realism to it, please post it, drop your comments. Let's have a conversation because I'm really interested into this. And of course, from this video, I think I'm gonna go into elves and the things that I hear about them living under the earth. I don't know if you ever heard about that there's a civilization under the earth. There's a lot of people who have a lot of theories about civilizations under earth, and some people really think that there's a big possibility of that, and I don't find that far-fetched because there's a lot of reports from a lot of different sources saying thing about alien civilizations and what would we say these Middle Earth kind of creatures, and hence word Middle Earth creatures would actually be. So enough of me, let's start rolling these clips and see what you guys think about them. Hey, after doing a little bit more research on that day, I found out a lot of things about elves. I found out that the breaking down of the word itself, El, means God, like Elohim, gods in plural. And I also found that the V, back in the day when they was creating words, is a hook word. It means like hook. So it's in essence, it comes down to, it means gods of the gods. Of the gods. And now, I also did enough researching, and I find a great source. This guy is incredible. His name is Jay Dreamer. You should look him up. He got some crazy information. Very intelligent. That alien also means one and the same. It means God of minds that is here, or something like that. But when you break down the word alien, because it's A-L, which is L in old words, or E-L, which is L, or Al. It's just a different pronunciation throughout the years and cultures. And elf, it's the same basis from the same creature. Now, now when you go into detail and you break these other words down, like Aryan, that has the same basis, different kind of meanings, but Aryans were also elves, and fairies is also, they're the same thing. Just like the guy was mentioning, if you've seen in the Lord of the Rings, which I didn't even remember this, but it's true. If you see in the Lord of the Rings, when you had the dwarves there. The dwarves didn't get along with the elves, and like the warriors of humans, and you know, the different races didn't like each other. So if you had an actual problem with an elf, a male elf, you call him a fairy. You know, but if you call a fairy, like if you call a human a fairy, it really doesn't hold any weight. I mean, in this world it does, but in that movie it was significant. But fairy, like Aries, like Aries is like Arian. It was it just means it means powerful, immortal beings, things of this nature. So in essence, over time, the word elf and the word alien are one and the same, using these words to describe the same being. So what I'm trying to say is that the clips that I'm going to actually be showing you are going to be more detail oriented towards showing you that most of the alien beings that we see have pointy ears and they're elongated human beings. So what are we actually talking about when it comes down to it? Like I always ask people, like, what is a demon? Like they say there's a demonic realm. What is a demonic realm? These are just words that we're actually throwing together to best describe what we have our hands on. So like if you look at there's a lot of reports of Pleiadian beings being tall, pale, not white. I mean, not pale as Caucasian. It's a whole different thing. Like the Nazis were really into fairies, elves, and the Aryan race, because that's what they were. They were gods, and they read the scriptures that said that these were white beings, but they were white beings. They were not beige. You know what I mean? They're not human Caucasian. It's a whole different thing. This is not on race. It's just a description and a clarity of what actually happened. These, like if you see a white eggshell car, that's the color that they were. And if you look at, like, they're all through our movies, you know what I'm saying? Like you got these alien type beings with the pointy ears. Like most of the aliens that we come are Taurians, right? They got pointy ears. Even the small alien beings that we put on screen, they got pointy ears. And then this guy was breaking down the word leprechaun. It actually means scaly priest, because these were, you know, every god in our history or god type had priests. And these were their priests. The leprechauns, you know, it's associated with green and associated with money, because as we know very well, like the Africans, Egyptian Africans, they used to always offer gold to their gods. So these beings would offer gold and they would wear green. So that's where the concept of, if I catch a leprechaun, I'll get gold and I get a wish, because these guys actually talk to the gods, so maybe they can represent me and I can get a wish. So, well, that's a lot of food for thought, and I was very enlightened last night, and it makes a lot of sense, because I always thought the same, that, you know, these beings of Middle Earth, of course, they're not human, so they're alien. They're from the outside. They're immortal outsiders, God type beings, and those have always been our gods, our Elohims, our beings that come from the heaven, beings that come from the heaven. So when you watch these clips, please leave some comments and tell me how you feel about this whole subject, because I feel like this take on elves, dwarves, and so on beyond makes way more sense than our cartoons and things of that nature. So thank you for watching, and let's finish this video.
Alien races. A to E. Agarians, or Agartians, a group of Asiatic or Nordic humans who, sources claim, discovered a vast system of caverns below the region of the Gobi Desert and surrounding areas thousands of years ago, and have since established a thriving kingdom within, one which has been interacting with other planetary systems up until current times. Alpha Draconians, reptilian beings who are said to have established colonies in Alpha Draconis. Like all reptilians, these claim to have originated on Terra thousands of years ago, a fact that they used to justify their attempt to retake the Earth for their own. They are apparently a major part of a planned invasion which is eventually turning from covert infiltration mode to overt invasion mode as the window of opportunity, the time span before international human society becomes an interplanetary and interstellar power, slowly begins to close. They are attempting to keep the window open by suppressing advanced technology from the masses, which would lead to eventual Terran colonization of other planets by Earth and an eventual solution to the population, pollution, food and other environmental problems. Being that Terrans have an inbred warrior instinct, the Draconians do not want us to attain interstellar capabilities and therefore become a threat to their imperialistic agendas. Refer to Elves. Altarians, alleged reptilian inhabitants of the Altair stellar system in the constellation Aquila, in collaboration with a smaller Nordic human element and a collaborative Grey and Terran military presence. Headquarters of a collective known as the Corporate, which maintains ties with the Ashtar and Draconian collectives, Draconian, Ashtar Command. Amphibians, similar to the Saurians or reptiloids, yet being hominoid creatures with reptilian as well as amphibian-like features and are semi-aquatic in nature. May have once lived on land, yet became more aquatic over the centuries. They have been encountered near swampy regions, rivers, etc., and have been known to attack people without being provoked. It is interesting that some types of greys and reptiloids are believed to be semi-aquatic, having webbed fingers and toes. Anakim, also referred to the Elves, short for elder race or simply as the Giants. Referred to in ancient Hebrew tradition, this race is allegedly tied in with a branch of ancient humans who broke off from mainstream humanity because of their vast size which had developed over the centuries, possibly as a result of a genetic anomaly. They are said to range anywhere from 9 to 11 feet and in some cases even 12 feet in height, although in configuration they are remarkably similar to international humans. Are said to possess a means of molecular condensing and expansion which allows some of their kind to mingle among humans on the surface. They have allegedly been encountered in deep and extensive cavern systems below the western part of North America, as far north as Alaska, as far south as Mexico, and as far east as Texas. They are believed to have interstellar traveling capabilities. Andromedans. The Andromedan Council has ordered all extraterrestrial presences on the planet, in the planet, and on the moon to be completely out of our space. They want everything that's CT, benevolent or not, off the planet. This will be very interesting since there are over 1,833 reptilians living in our planet and over 18,000 greys living underground and on the moon. The Council would like to see how we will live with each other when we are not being manipulated by ETs, as we have been for the last 5,723 years. Annunaki. Nimrod was a worshipper of Anu. Nimrod, unlike Abraham, did not believe in an unseen deity. Nimrod wanted Abraham to worship Anu, the Most High, known as Elon Elonel. Nimrod was the founder of the city of Babylon, and his most renowned architectural influence was the construction of the Tower of Babel. Nimrod also had a city named in honor of Anu. It was to be called Calne or Calne, Genesis 10:10, meaning fortress of Anu. It used to be an ancient city in Babylon, Mesopotamia. Calne is often associated with Nippur, which is one of the 7 cities that was inhabited by the agreeable Annunaki. Nippur was also known as Kodesh. It was originally called Nibruki, meaning earthplace of Nibiru. It was the city of Enlil, the Annunaki Elohim, son of Anu and Antum. Not only was Calne one of Nimrod's cities, there was Babel or Babylon, the ancient site and capital of Babylon near the Euphrates. Erech, a city 40 miles northwest of Ur, toward Babylon on the left bank of the Euphrates, and Akkad or Akkad, a city in North Babylon, and a part of the district around it are all a part of the land of Shinar, called by many the country of 2 rivers, literally meaning plains of the flatlands. In the land of Shinar, today called Iraq, is the place where the ancient Sumerians came to set up an advanced civilization where you'd find pictograph cuneiform writings. Excerpted from the Spell of Leviathan 666, Spell of King U, by Dr. Malachi Z. York. Antarctic and This is allegedly a secret area of operations for both human and reptilian beings. It is said by some that Aryan Nazi scientists actually developed disc-shaped aircraft capable of very advanced aerial performance, and that swastikas have been seen on a few aerial discs. They may be piloted by a purebred blonde, blue-eyed Aryan race. There appears to be more than one blonde human society involved in the UFO scenarios, and especially subterranean human societies may have developed blonde hair due to lack of sunlight. There does not seem to be anything more than a peripheral connection between the Antarcticans, the Telosian and the Pleiadian blondes. That is, we will refer to the Antarcticans as the Aryans, the Telosians as the blondes, and the Pleiadians as the Nordics in order to discourage confusion. The Antarcticans may consist largely of batch-consigned purebred blue-eyed, blonde Aryans who became victims of Hitler's obsession to create a super race, and as suggested by Harbinson and others, most of these may be controlled through mind manipulation and implants, being human drones who are used to keep this hidden society functioning. A massive joint, humanoid reptiloid underground system called the New Berlin is said to lie below the mountains of Neschwimland, Antarctica. It is said by some sources that this joint human alien force has spread terror through this sector of the galaxy, conquering and committing untold atrocities against the peaceful inhabitants of other worlds. The famous abductee Barney Hill, who along with his wife Betty was abducted by Zeta Reticulum Greys in 1961, stated under aggressive hypnosis that he had encountered an evil-eyed German Nazi working with the Greys on board the craft. It is claimed that the original treaty with the Greys was established by the Bavarian Thule and Illuminati societies as early as 1933, and this collaboration was brought into America via the CIA, which was established with the help of American Nazi fifth column agents as well as European Nazis who were brought into America through Project Paperclip and other operations. Antares, alien group that was affiliated with the Montauk Project, but only as observers. They look human. Arcturians. Arcturus is one of the most advanced civilizations in our entire galaxy. Edgar Cayce. Further information here. Atlanteans. These are humans, usually described as being benevolent by comparison to other groups, who are said to inhabit vast and complex cavern cities beneath southern Brazil and surrounding regions. The term Atlantean or Atlan in reference to these races has been placed upon them because of the fact that these cavern networks along the east coast of Brazil were reportedly once a part of the antediluvian Atlantean Empire. The present inhabitants have no direct genetic relation to the ancient Atlantean society which is said to have controlled these cavern systems several millennia ago, but are referred to as Atlanteans simply because they are descendants of those who rediscovered and inhabited the ancient Atlan installations. As in North America and other continents, both common and gnome-like humans have been encountered here, some of which possessed advanced aerial or disc technology. The Telosians claim to have some connections with South America, especially the Mato Grosso region where a sister city named Posid exists in a large cavern system underground.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching my video. Once again, share this if you think those videos were kind of cool or not. Let me know. But thumbs up, down, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.